You've likely heard plenty of stories about the all-powerful secret society known as the Illuminati, with countless celebrities, politicians, and powerful businessmen rumored to be members of the organization. It has led to the order becoming the center of conspiracy theories over the last 50 years. Because of this, most people assume the order itself is just one big conspiracy theory. But here's what most people don't realize. The Illuminati was actually a real organization. It had a real founder, real members, real rules, and it became so controversial that the government tried to erase it from our history. Today, we're not diving into the conspiracy theories. We're following the documented paper trail from 1776 Germany to modern-day civilization, all in order to reveal the order's true story, the day they were formed, how they became so powerful, and how they influenced our modern world. By the end of this video, you will see exactly why people still believe they never truly disappeared. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, I will be telling the true story of the Illuminati. Let's get right into it. Chances are everything you heard about the Illuminati is wrong. Let's go over some of the misconceptions and misinformation that is spread all throughout the internet about the organization. This way we can separate fact from fiction and get the true story. First, we need to talk about the symbol everyone uses to represent them. Let me ask you this. What is the first thing you think of when you hear the word Illuminati? Besides Jay-Z and Beyonce, of course. It's likely this symbol, the Eye of Providence, or what most people know as the all-seeing eye. It's a symbol that is literally found everywhere in history and in our modern society. It could even be found on the back of the dollar bill. But as much as you've been told this symbol is the logo of the Illuminati, that is actually not true at all. The logo for the Illuminati is this owl symbol that is called the Owl of Manivra, an ancient symbol associated with wisdom and enlightenment that has been linked to modern organizations like the Bohemian Grove. The all-seeing eye is actually a symbol of another secret society called the Freemasons. The Illuminati actually has real ties with the Masons, but more about that later. Another misconception is that all the big celebrities are members of the Illuminati. This again is misinformation, as celebrities aren't the prime candidates for Illuminati membership. The mega rich and powerful investors who own the record labels and Hollywood studios, now that's a different story. Another popular theory when it comes to the Illuminati is that they're shape-shifting lizard people who feed off humans in strange rituals. But again, this is just misinformation spread through conspiracy theories throughout the years. I believe all this misinformation is spread on purpose, in order to keep people from never knowing the true story. While you have likely heard all kinds of disturbing stories about the Illuminati, I can promise you the truth is actually much worse. When you learn the true story of the Illuminati, you will see that they likely succeeded in their plans, and we're living in the world they envisioned. Now, let's dive into the true story of the Illuminati. The history of the Illuminati dates back to the year 1776 in Bavaria, Germany, when a 28-year-old professor named Adam Weishaupt became deeply influenced by French Enlightenment philosophers. During these days, the church maintained significant political and economic control, and they controlled everything. Weishaupt hated how much control the church had over all aspects of society. Although educated by Jesuits, Weishaupt became a fierce critic of the order. He was the first professor of canon law at his university who wasn't a Jesuit, and he felt stifled and frustrated by the continued influence of former Jesuit priests over the university and his own career. Weishaupt initially considered joining a Masonic lodge to find a community of free thinkers like him. However, he found Freemasonry too expensive and too steeped into mysticism and tradition. This led him to decide that his own secret wisdom school was necessary to achieve his radical political and social goals. Weishaupt believed that the existing monarchy and church institutions repress freedom of thought. He envisioned a secretive network of elite individuals, initially his own students, who would be trained in Enlightenment principles to eventually occupy key positions in the state and subtly reform society from within. This is what led him to come up with the idea to create his own secret society, grounded in reason, secularism, and intellectual freedom, as a direct opposition to the rule of the Catholic Church. His secret society was going to make sure that the Jesuits and the Catholic Church lost all the influence and power they had. He wanted to remove the influence and power religion had over society, with the main goal of separation from church and state. His plan was to recruit influential people and put them in positions of power so they can influence the government and society to adopt the beliefs of the Illuminati. He envisioned a world where the rules of society were completely separated from the rules of religion, a world that is governed by reason, not by religion or church. Ironically, while he opposed the Jesuits, he used their own methods of strict hierarchy, surveillance, and obedience as a blueprint for the Illuminati's organization. Initially, Weishaupt handpicked 5 of the most talented law students from the university where he worked. These founding members, along with Weishaupt, adopted secret classical aliases to protect their identities. Adam Weishaupt went by the codename Spartacus. The group remained a small student circle until 1777, when it began recruiting more influential figures to gain social standing. Initially, Weishaupt was having trouble finding influential people to join his group. His organization lacked the influence, and he didn't have any of the mystical factor other secret organizations were known for. Basically, he didn't have any influential members or any secret rituals or a degree system. This is when Weishaupt came up with a genius plan to solve his problem. Why doesn't he just join an already established secret society and steal their most influential members and rituals? That's exactly what he was gonna do. And what better secret society to infiltrate than the powerful Freemasons? In 1777, he joined the Masonic Lodge specifically to gain access to their social networks of noblemen, intellectuals, and powerful officials. By fishing for members in Masonic lodges, the Illuminati could target men already accustomed to secret rituals and degree structures. In 18th century Europe, Freemasonry was a respected, widespread secret society. By presenting the Illuminati as a higher or more advanced form of Masonry, Weishaupt and his collaborator Baron von Nigge were able to attract members who might have been hesitant to join a completely unknown and radical political group. Weishaupt also lacked the experience to create the complex grade system and rituals required to keep a secret society engaged. After Baron, who was a high-ranking Freemason, joined in 1780, he restructured the Illuminati into a system of 13 degrees. This hierarchy incorporated the standard 3 degrees of Blue Lodge Freemasonry as a base, allowing members to advance into the Illuminati greater mysteries. Eventually, the Illuminati ended up taking over full lodges, recruiting all of their members. This is how the Illuminati became so intertwined with Masonry, and this is why people believe the Illuminati still lives on to this day through its Masonic affiliations. Because of this move, the order grew from just a handful of members to an army of over 2,000 members spread all throughout Europe. Not just any members either. They recruited very influential men in position of power. Now that they had the members, they had to roll out their plans in order to establish a new order of life. The order sought out to completely remove religious influence from public life and replace established Christianity with a religion of reason. They hoped to do this by overthrowing the monarchical governments and curbing the abuse of state of power to free humanity from political oppression. They also wanted to work towards the advancement of women's education. Despite excluding women from their early ranks, documented plans found in seized papers outlined the creation of a female branch and the promotion of broader education for women, which was revolutionary for the era. Documents suggest they supported radical reforms for the time, including equal rights for men and women and the legalization of divorce and family planning. They were even supportive of abortions, which were considered an abomination at the time. Just as the organization was becoming extremely influential and powerful, everything started to fall apart for the order. The same man who helped Adam Weishaupt create the Illuminati would eventually start causing its destruction. Adam Weishaupt and Baron von Nigge started to disagree with the direction the Illuminati was heading in. They had a bitter power struggle over the Illuminati's leadership, specifically clashing over whether the order should follow Weishaupt's strict secularist control or Nigge's mystical Masonic direction. This was around the same time the order of the Illuminati was revealed to the world, and it's all thanks to the hand of God. In 1785, an Illuminati carrier named Jacob Lanz was struck and killed by lightning while traveling to deliver secret documents. When his body was discovered, Bavarian police found the list of members and detailed plans for the order's subversion of church and state on his body. This evidence gave the Bavarian government the justification it needed to ban the society entirely and issue warrants for Adam Weishaupt's arrest. Religious and political opponents of the time interpreted the freak lightning strike as divine intervention, the hand of God, directly striking down a godless conspiracy before it could succeed. Following the 1785 Hand of God incident, the Bavarian Illuminati faced total suppression, leading to its permanent collapse as an organized entity by 1787. In August of that year, they confirmed the order's prohibition and imposed the death penalty for anyone attempting to recruit new members. Adam Weishaupt was stripped of his professorship at the university he worked at and was banished from Bavaria. He lived the rest of his life under the protection of Duke Ernest II, where he wrote several books defending the order before dying in 1830. Numerous other prominent members were arrested, imprisoned, or driven from their homes. Some members had their homes raided, yielding further evidence of the group's radical plans, including invisible ink receipts and defense of atheism. While some minor attempts were made to continue variations of the order elsewhere, such as the Illuminati of Saxony or the German Union, these efforts were unsuccessful and collapsed by 1790. Now, while the Illuminati order was destroyed, there is no documented evidence of the authorities going after the Freemason lodges that were connected to the Illuminati order. I find it interesting how they avoided going after them and didn't stop them like they did the Illuminati, knowing that the Illuminati had basically taken over chapters of Masonry. What's interesting is that many people actually blame the Illuminati for the French Revolution. The French Revolution was a period of major social and political disruption from 1789 to 1799, during which the French people overthrew their absolute monarchy, abolished the feudal system, and established a republic based on the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity, essentially establishing the new order the Illuminati envisioned. It was rumored this was achieved by the remaining Illuminati members who were in position of power within Masonry. In fact, a Freemason at the time wrote a whole book explaining this. John Robinson, a Scottish psychiatrist and a Freemason himself, independently published proofs of a conspiracy against all the religions of Europe in 1798. He made claims arguing the Illuminati had infiltrated Freemasonry and were plotting a new world order and were behind the French Revolution itself. But some academic historians today widely agree that the Illuminati played no actual role in orchestrating the French Revolution. The group was suppressed and effectively defunct by 1787, 2 years before the revolution began. But in my personal opinion, and from all the research I have done, I don't believe that's true. Think about it. The Illuminati was founded to do exactly what was achieved with the French Revolution. Also, the French Revolution happened just 2 years after the fall of the Illuminati. Considering that the Illuminati was intertwined with Masonry and the Masons weren't persecuted, is it really that far-fetched to believe the Illuminati plans lived on through the Freemasons? With the Freemasons taking on the job of dismantling religion and replacing it with enlightenment, all in order to establish the Illuminati's New World Order. In my personal opinion, I believe this is exactly what happened, especially when you look at our world today. If Adam Weishaupt was alive today, he would likely say he achieved this goal with the Illuminati. God has been completely erased from our society, replaced with self-worship and materialism. In my opinion, the Illuminati never truly died. They blended with Masonry and are still operating to this very day. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.